It's 94.7 FM, Blair Radio, blairradio.com. Our local guest segments brought to us by Turnkey Nerds, 402-426-NERD, and our nonprofit news brought to us by RVR Bank. I want to say thank you to our sponsors. And at this point in time, we always love to bring in Three Rivers Public Health, be able to talk about what's happening, the impact, the effect of the area. And we're going to be talking about, yes, it's about health, but well, this past couple weeks has been very fascinating regarding weather, and we've all been impacted one way or another. So you guys have, we talked about this program a while ago because you're trying to put this together, get people to volunteer, sign up, and it is emergency management training.
The Medical Reserve Corps.
Medical Reserve Corps, right.
Yep.
So it's just kind of having individuals assist the front line. Is that kind of what the idea is?
Yes. So in the event of some sort of disaster or emergency or something like that, like the tornado that we had, we would be able to call on these folks to step up and volunteer and help in those situations. So as a health department, yes, we have folks that work there and everything, but we are a small health department. So it really, really helps to have that Medical Reserve Corps to be able to call on for help in those situations.
And just really quick before we jump into right now, when was this established?
So I think it was it's been a little over a year now.
Yeah.
That Jake, our emergency response coordinator, he has really worked very hard to get this up and going. And we got some of the boundaries changed as well so that our Medical Reserve Corps includes our counties because it was divided. I don't remember what the division was exactly, but it didn't make sense for our health jurisdiction. So he was able to get it switched so that it encompassed the counties that we serve.
So it coincided. So you guys cover Washington, Dodge, Saunders counties. So now that is the impact. Now, this past few years, we have been blessed with not a lot of emergencies. Yes. And so it's kind of been in the back of people's minds needing to do that. So has it been recruiting? How has that been going?
It's been good. I don't know the total number that we have right now, but there have been several people that have stepped up. Even some of our own employees are on the Medical Reserve Corps and are ready to help when needed. But it's been going pretty good. Obviously, we could always use more. Yeah. So if anyone is out there looking to get in on some volunteer opportunities, this is a great one. I mean, we're going to provide the training that you need in order to help in those situations. So it's a good one to be a part of.
So it's been, when there's like accidents or emergencies or things like that, you're there to assist those first responders to be able to be a part of that. Now, jumping up to last week when the tornadoes came through, suddenly the need became very evident.
Yes.
And so everybody wanted to come out and volunteer, be a part of it. But how do you manage that without having the training? That's where this comes in, isn't it?
Right. Yes. Yep. So I know recently we just held a CPR class for our Medical Reserve Corps participants. So they all went through CPR with Jake, our emergency response coordinator, and Bob, who is our environmental person. They are trained to do CPR. So they can do it for our Medical Reserve Corps. We don't have to source that out. We can do it in-house, so that's great. But yeah, the training is provided to those folks. So you're obviously going to get some more training other than CPR to know how to assist in different situations. Right. But no, it's a great group to be a part of.
So as we see issues like the tornadoes, how did the Corps come into play this last week?
So the Medical Reserve Corps for Three Rivers, it was officially deployed on Monday, April 29th. So it was the first time that we've had to activate it. And what they did is they assisted in handing out water and food at the affected areas. We used our truck and trailer to load supplies from First Lutheran here in Blair and took it out to the affected areas and to Lakeland. And they handed out the food and water and supplies to those that needed them. The remainder of the supplies went to the Salvation Army Disaster Recovery Center. And then they assisted in preparing and handing out meals as well. So they were all hands on deck out there.
Oh, hands on, yes, doing things like that.
Yes. Yes. We did some tetanus clinics last week as well. For folks that were helping with the cleanup. Obviously, we want you to be up to date in that. You never know what you're going to come across in an emergency like that. So I think they helped with the tetanus clinics that we were doing last week. They helped greet people they helped with paperwork, do all of those things. And I think we did a total of 44 tetanus shots last week. So at least we got some people up to date on that as they're helping out. And then overall, they assisted with handing out over 7,600 meals last week.
7,600 meals.
Yes.
So they came out in full force and worked as long as everybody was working, and that's not done, is it?
Right. No, definitely not done.
And so how many volunteers, do you know how many volunteers you guys have?
Oh, I don't know the total. Not everybody was able to come out, obviously, but I don't have that number.
But you can always use more.
Oh, yes, definitely. Definitely. Not everyone's going to be available in the situations when we need them. So the more we have, the better. If it's something that you're interested in joining or being a part of, please reach out to us.
Well, and I think this is just kind of really highlights as we get into this storm season. Tonight we're expecting potentially more storms. We're going to be seeing potentially more throughout this year than we have in the past several years. So how can somebody get involved, get trained, and be ready so when they are available, they can be there?
Yeah. So if it's something you're interested in or just want to learn more about, please give us a call at Three Rivers. Our phone number is 402-727-5396. Jake Dunn is the one that you're going to want to talk to about that. He's the one that's kind of in charge of it, runs it, lines up all the training, all of those things. So he's definitely the one to talk to about that, and he's happy to chat with you.
And would all the training be in Fremont, or you have training in different locations?
I think it kind of depends on what it is that's needed
and how many people are involved.
Right. Yes, and how many are needing the training and all of that. It'll kind of vary.
Okay. And so, is there a cost for the training?
No. So if you're a part of the Medical Reserve Corps, that's all going to be covered for you. You're not going to have to pay for that.
Okay, so you can go get trained. You can get your CPR certification. You can then go when the need is there and you get called. You actually have the idea of how to kind of help out instead of getting there. That's one of the things that I was wondering about. You have several thousand people. It's amazing to have all the people show up.
Yes.
But if nobody really kind of knows what they're doing, then you have some people spending more time training than actually getting things done. Is that right?
Yeah. So this is a great start, and then you're ready for when something happens.
For when something happens, when it's called up. Neighbors helping neighbors.
Yes.
Really is what
it
it's
really
all about.
is. It really is. It's just a better opportunity to be a little bit more organized and have that training when you need it and be ready to go.
And so when you got the call saying this is the first time this is being activated, that obviously nobody wants to have it activated, but knowing that it was there, how did you guys feel being with the preparation you did?
Oh, I think it's peace of mind to know that we have that available to us. Like I said, we're a small health department. There's only so much that we can do, but with help from people like those in our Medical Reserve Corps, it allowed some of us to stay back and continue doing our regular jobs, but we were also being active in the response as well. So it's a huge, huge help.
And so, again, let's find ways to have everybody. If everybody can be involved, then it would be amazing. But that'd be a lot of training. But I'm sure you guys would be more than happy to do that training.
For sure.
How can people get involved, and where can they go to look to get the training?
Well, first start by talking with Jake. He can walk you through all the details. And if it's something that you think you're interested in, he'll get you all signed up. There's some paperwork to do, obviously. Sure. Figure out what training it is that you need, and then depending on how many new people we get, they'll set up a training.
You can find all that information at threeriverspublichealth.org.
Yep. Yep. Or just call the health department and ask for Jake, and he can get y'all squared away.
He'd be more than happy to help.
Yes.
And get you going and utilize your skills.
Yes, definitely.
And that's the other thing it's you don't have to feel that you need to be able to give CPR or do this. You're talking about just being able to give out water or meals or things like that.
Yeah.
It's a variety of things that are needed to be able to make this run smooth, to be able to help, transition and try to make the better, so that way everybody kind of fits in their lane, right?
Yes. Yep. Definitely.
And so, again, that is something that we can all be a part of, whether you're in Washington, Dodge, or Saunders County. And then that way, when the call goes out, so let's say you have volunteers in all 3 counties, but the call goes out to everybody, right? And so they can go and help everybody in any of the counties.
Yep.
And so that's what you're talking about, redrawing the lines so it made more sense.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
And so you guys have been working really hard to put this together. But it is following the guidelines of some other programs, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah, there's medical reserve corps across the state. And yeah, it takes somebody to lead it and be in charge of it, and Jake's doing a great job.
So again, contact Jake. Have more details about that. And again, with potential of more storms, we just need people to be able to step out, because we know we all have friends, we all have neighbors, we all have families that have been involved and impacted by this. So let's all step up. Let's all get trained, and when the call goes out, if you are able to, let's go and help everybody out. So
yes, definitely.
Thank you very much for guys putting that together.
Yeah.
Thank you to Jake for stepping up, because he had a lot of sleepless days probably last week.
He was busy. He was very busy.
And then thank you to all the volunteers that have already been trained to be a part of it.
Yes,
Because
definitely.
so far, because again, it takes volunteers, it takes people to make this happen and work.
Yes, definitely.
And so, but we're looking for more. So let's all get involved. And then that way, as things happen, whether you are impacted or somebody's impacted, you're able to help out one way or another.
Yep.
And because like I always say, you never know when you're in need. So help out when you can, and then others will help when you need.
Right. Definitely.
So, well, thank you for coming in and giving us that update. Is there anything else going on at Three Rivers Public Health?
Yes, we just had our bike rodeo here in Blair on Saturday, and I want to just thank everyone who came out. It was a great turnout. We were at a new location this year. The weather looked a little iffy. I was a little worried of how that was going to turn out, but we had a great turnout. I think we had 82 kids who signed in on the sign-in sheet, but I'm pretty sure there was more than that. I think they came in different areas and kind of missed that station. But we had 82 that signed in, and then we gave out over 50 helmets.
Awesome.
So it was a great turnout. Special thanks to the Kiwanis Club for providing food. I know I heard a lot of parents talking they were happy. They didn't know what they were going to do for lunch that day, and it was right there, so that was great. Washington County Bank, they purchased some bike decorating supplies.
Oh, okay. Like the frills you can put on your handlebars and stuff.
Yes, they had some streamers. They had little like plastic clip-on things for your spokes and straws you could put on your spokes. They had all sorts of fun stuff. So special thanks to them. We had a couple locals doing some bike repairs, and my goodness, I've never seen them so busy. They were busy the whole time. There was 2 of them, and they were working the whole time. I've also, this is a weird thing to say, but I've also never seen so many bikes at one of our bike rodeo. I'm pretty sure they all brought their bikes. It was great. It was so great. Yes, who else? We had Fastwire there. They were giving out some goodies. Memorial Community Hospital there was there with a fun game and some giveaways. There was snacks donated by Family Fair here in town. And yes, just lots of great partners there. The Blair Police Department did the bike safety obstacle course. And that's always a great partner. Always a great partner, yes. And then the fire department was also there with one of their trucks, and they cut up an old bike to show off the Jaws of Life. Oh, so that was a cool, fun thing. Yeah. Yep. So no, it was a great event. I'm just thankful for everyone that made it happen and came out and enjoyed the day with us.
And so with that, there's a lot more things coming up as we're only a month away from Gateway to the West days.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
going to be here
We're
quick.
getting into festival season, which is going to be a busy time for you guys being out and about doing different things, isn't it?
Yes, yep. We try to be involved in as much of that as we can, but again, we get spread pretty thin when things overlap, but we try to make it work as best as we can. So.
All right. So as you head into the summer months, but first, remember, volunteer, be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
But you can follow along and be a part of all of your guys' events or the events that you guys are at.
Mm-hmm.
Follow on Facebook, right?
Yep. We try to
you have
post
it out
all
there.
that stuff on Facebook. All of the events that we're hosting specifically, we put on Facebook. So, yeah, if you ever have questions about what's going on, just jump on there.
All right. Well, again, thank you. And thank you to Three Rivers Public Health for being a part of the community, members of the community, a part of the community, and being able to, listen to what's going on and be able to help one another out. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.